Now, the ruling All Progressive Congress APC has fixed its presidential nomination and expression of interest forms at 100 million naira. The expression of interest form for presidential aspirant is expected to go for 30 million naira, while the nomination form is pegged at 70 million naira. This, however, it's contrary to the 40 million naira that the main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, charges, crushing its own price to 35 million naira for presidential aspirant and 5 million naira for expression of interest forms. Now let's bring in our guest now, Dr. Dayo Kawade, is public affairs analyst. He joins us now via the telephone. Thank you, Doctor. We appreciate your time.
Good morning, Omonape. How are you today?
Very well. Good morning to you. I want us to look at, of course, this discussion. What do you make of this? Let me begin by asking you, what do you make of these, the amount of money that is pegged on this nomination form and interest form as well? What's your take on this?
Yeah, you see, when I started thinking about this, they made that announcement, it's just showing the series of antithetical policies that this particular government is coming up with. These are it's promises to the people. Imagine this. This particular government signed that bill not too young to run. Now tell me, where do you now put this young guy when it comes to this amount of money you are now saying they should buy? They should use to buy their presidential funds. That is one. Two, you are also the one talking about getting rid of godfatherism. How will somebody now raise such an humongous amount of money without reverting to some people that are money bags who will be ready to finance such a project? All right? Because people are now seeing political participation as business. Now, if somebody has given you 100 million naira to show this, tell me, will you not come back? Will you not get to the government and serve that person? Then how will you now be able to deliver dividend of democracy to the people? So that means people are going to suffer it. You know? So, I mean, I wonder why this government is just like this. 100 million naira? Where do you want people to get such a money? Without reverting to godfatherism. Where do you want people to get that money? Especially the young ones. So, where are we now putting that policy? Not too young to run.
But if
lastly on this, where are you now putting the interest of the people? Because anybody that can raise such a money to buy presidential for is not going there to serve my interest, but to serve his or our own interest. Because politics has now been seen as business rather than service to the people.
So what does this imply? Because in the quest to searching for leadership, the kind of leaders that would, take the in charge of the affairs of the nation come 2023, what do you think this imply? And what change or what disruption do you think it will bring? Any negative effect?
It's going to be totally negative because there and then now you're going to find out that it is only those that are stealing money. People that doesn't know anything, but then have been able to amass wealth through crooked means that we now come to positions of authority in this country. You don't see people, okay, we have been saying just in the academic. Somebody like me have been agitating for those in the academics to come into politics. But where will they get that money now? So that means we now be having people that doesn't have that leadership qualities in terms of character, in terms of compassion, in terms of capacity. Now coming into political offices, what does that protect for our nation? That means, look, it's going to affect our economy. It's going to affect our even foreign policy. It's also going to affect the way people will be looking at us internationally. Because whatever it is, all we're going to be seeing is derogatory activities
The economy is faced with a lot of challenges, from a high interest rate, inflation rate, to high unemployment rate, a whole lot of economic challenges ahead of 2023. And how much effect do you think, crashing the cost of a nomination and interest form for some of these political parties, how much of that do you think will impact on the search for quality leadership ahead of the 2023 election, that will be able to, at least we can have someone to bring something to the table to address some of these challenges we're talking about?
That's exactly what I just thought about. But I bet I want me to put it in another perspective. Look, as is now, people that are having that genuine capacity, people that are having that genuine interest of the nation at heart, cannot, for whatever reason, raise that amount of money without resolving to meeting some other people to raise that money for them. And the moment people, some money back are being involved in raising this money, that means no matter the level of competence of that person is, it will first of all serve the interest of that godfather. And to that extent, how will we be able to come up with good policies that will reduce the interest rate? How will we be able to come up with policies that will make us to have a better exchange rate? How will we be able to come up with policies that will be able to? Are you aware that because of diesel, bankers, all these banks have now reduced their operational hours? I also surprised on Monday. On Tuesday after the public holiday, I wanted to go and make a transfer in my bank. By 3 o'clock, they said they are closed. I cannot enter. It's appalling. So tell me, whoever has gone to people to raise funds, they will never want that person to come up with activities that will improve the economy of Nigeria. So those are part of the problems that we are going to be facing because of this big amount of money being asked by the ruling party for you to become the president of Nigeria.
Let me ask you, what's your ideal candidate or the right candidate for someone that can address the challenges that the country is faced with economically now?
Ideal candidate is somebody who has capacity, somebody who is having the character to lead well, somebody who is well exposed, somebody who knows what it is to have a good foreign policy that will improve our image internationally. Somebody who is having that ability to come up with policies that will negate what all these our present ruling oligarchy are looking at. Somebody who will come up with policies that will remove.
Just because of our time, just a moment, Doctor. Because of our time, just if you can wrap it up in 30 seconds. Do you think the Nigerian politics as it is now, do you think we can ever do without money or fund, or what some people call money politics, playing money politics in Nigeria? Do you think you can ever do away with money in Nigerian politics?
Yes, there's no doubt about it that the political process involves money. But then it can be reduced. The money involved can be reduced in terms of this form that they are talking about now that is costing 100 million. But we see other parties say it's 40 million, other parties 20 million. Today it can be reduced.
All right.
We can also reduce the amount of money that we fling around for people to vote for them. We can also reduce this by removing this concept of the Komiko Sebe that happened in those days of that time. We can also remove it through all these policies of a political process of smart infrastructure.
Okay, I think we need to leave it there. Thank you so much, Dr. Dayo Kayode, public affairs analyst. I need you to stay on. We'll come back and look at the issue of aviation. Of course, we've been following that story, and you're also a stakeholder in the aviation sector as well. We've been following that story, and we're going to be looking at it. But stay with us. We'll be going on break now. Still to come after the break, our focus is on the continuous increase in airline ticket as passengers continues to face hard times. We take an assessment of this development and what the government is doing to address the lingering challenges. Dr. Dayo Kaude is still with us to discuss this after the break. Please stay with us.
Are you a business owner looking for the right exposure to attract massive clients to your brand? The long search is definitely over. SME Hub allows you to showcase your products and services to a wide range of viewers and buyers nationwide. For further inquiries, please call Alero on 081 323 43262, or you can send an email to alero.ogudere@ibrandtv.com. Grow your brand and boost your business on SME Hub, live on iBrandTV, where business comes first.
Glad to have you back now. There are growing concerns that the number of domestic air travelers may begin to decline as a result of the recent hike in airfares. Recall, domestic airlines operators had in February resolved to increase airfares by over 60% with effect from March over the course of aviation fuel. However, the hike in airline tickets came soon after operators under the aegis of Airline Operators of Nigeria issued a statement complaining about the current high cost of aviation fuel and the unavailability of foreign exchange. Investigation reveals that aviation fuel costs above 410 in Lagos, 422 naira in Abuja and Port Harcourt respectively, and 429 in Kano per litre, while the dollar, which sells for between 580 naira to 600 naira, is in short supply as passengers have to pay through their noses in order to commute. So let's get talking now right away. Dr. Dayo Kaude is a political technocrat and aviation safety expert. He was with us earlier, but now he joins us again to look at this issue. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you, Doctor. Well, it's been over 2 months since the price of aviation fuel reached a record high of 650 to 700 naira per litre. So what's your assessment of domestic air travel since then?
You see, I said something earlier that this government is always coming up with policies that are antithetical to their so-called belief system. Now, this government, when it was trying to come into power, was talking about trying to ease ways of doing business in Nigeria, so that there is the employment, so that there is this, so that there is that. But then, when you look at some of these things coming up, increases in exchange rate, increases in aviation fuel, increases in the prices of this, increases in the price of that. Is there any way you can say this government has been allowing ease of doing business? Look at how much was aviation fuel was selling last year, November, compared to how much it sold in February this year, compared to how much it's selling now in April. That is an aspect. How much was exchange rate last year, October, to December, to February this year, and to now that you are in April? Because these are all the components that affect prices of aviation travel. To that extent, what do you expect them to do? They want to be in business. But it is so unfortunate that then it went through elephant fire. The grass suffers. The passenger will suffer it. I remember a friend of mine about 2 or 3 weeks ago when he wanted to travel to Abuja. He was covering here and there to be able to get their ticket. Because the prices have gone up astronomically.
But has it really affected? Let me quickly follow up with this one. You talk about prices. Of course, you don't think that the fuel of aviation is because of the scarcity and, of course, the factors of the forces of demand and supply, as it were?
Listen, sir. Either you like it or not, the cost of running an airline has increased. Either you like it or not. Then what are the factors that are causing that increase in the cost of running an airline? So these are all the things we need to put into proper perspective before we can say yes, airlines can hike their prices or not. Now, when you look at all these factors, when you look at all these variables, parameters, I mean, you won't blame them. You won't blame them. What is stopping government? What is stopping government in refining its crude oil in this country? What is stopping them? When our crude oil is being refined in this country, the price of aviation fuel will come down drastically. When it comes down drastically, that means there will be little pressure on dollar. What will we even need dollar for? We won't need dollar for anything. As I told you, I mean, that one will not be considered as part of the factor that they are affecting the prices or cost of running airline. So what I'm saying is, not until when this government decide to sit down, why are we where we are today, and sincerely decide on their own to follow up on how to improve the economy, we can't get to anywhere. We are talking of aviation now. How about the packing industry I mentioned earlier? It is affecting. It is the price of diesel is affecting them because any bank that wants to live to its onions will be running generator 24/7. Why 24/7?
Dr. Let me quickly come in just a moment. But it will seem that of course this fuel scarcity or aviation fuel scarcity that we're witnessing, I mean, doesn't really make any difference, because if you look at it, the travel between across Nigeria has increased in the last 1 year by about 44.36%. That's the figure we're getting from the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics. Do you think anything has changed with regards to the fact that the hike or the fare has gone up?
Okay, let me put this in another perspective for you. When there was 44% hike there, what reasons were adduced to it? One, increase in price of aviation fuel. Increase in cost of maintaining Because before in this country, we were having a big anger at that airport where you can take your aircraft to for maintenance. Ethiopian Airlines, South African Airways, even Air France, who come to this country for sea check. Where is that anger again? So that means our airliners, they always go outside the country to maintain their aircraft. And that's once dollars over there. It's going to be a dollar.
It's all right.
What is the exchange rate
Now,
then?
because
So
of our
these
time.
These are issues of all affairs that we need to put together to be able to understand.
Yeah, no doubt.
operations
Yeah,
of these
yeah.
airliners.
Point taken because of our time. No doubt, these are issues, of course, that we have to look at in the coming days. And of course, the question of who to lead the conversation is another thing that we have to look about. But just before I allow you to go, what do you think the government needs to do to address, just in 30 seconds, to address the challenge that the sector is facing, whether be it the hike in aviation fuel, be it some reforms that is ongoing now in the sector? Just give us in 30 seconds.
Now, aviation sector between you and me cannot be taken in isolation. It has to be a total systemic overhaul. A total systemic overhaul. Because when you are taking aviation in isolation, you will see some other things affecting it. You will see the banking system affecting it. If you are taking aviation in isolation, you will see the oil and gas industry affecting it. If you are taking aviation in isolation, you will see manufacturing affecting it. So, it is not just aviation in isolation, rather a systemic overhaul.
It's
in
all right.
terms of our economy.
All right.
How do we improve our economy
Okay.
to be able to allow ease of doing business in our nation?
Okay, I think we need to leave it there. Thank you so much, Dr. Dayo Kayode, a political technocrat and aviation safety expert. We appreciate your time on Business Breakfast.
It's always my pleasure. Thank you very much.